Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Good evening, everyone. Please, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel. Maybe do the music up. Can subscribe to my YouTube channel. God bless you. God bless you, everyone. So we have a special topic today. Try and invite your friends, your loved ones. Try and invite them to come and join us today again. For a day that God has made. So we should rejoice and be glad in it. So my YouTube channel, you can go. I'm now on YouTube channel live and also on Facebook live. So you can subscribe in one of them or both of them. So my name is Itohan Egunwaji. So I'm going to teach today. I'm going to talk about today the topic guidelines to marriage, to successful marriage. Guidelines to successful marriage. So we are going to discuss it today. How we can stay in our marriage, how we can maintain our marriage, how we can enjoy our marriage, how we can have peace in our marriage, how we can really be fruitful in marriage. So that is what we are going to discuss today. So first of all, we have to know what is marriage. We have to really know what is marriage. So I'm going to use my eyeglass now, which I used to, it's for my list to read, solely for reading. It's not recommended. So using this, I can see more better. So we have many things to discuss today. I have about 21 points now that will help us to guide our marriage so that it can lead to success in life. So please just bear with me. Try and invite your friend, try and invite your loved ones, even your enemy, try and invite them to come and join us today on this topic. Guidelines to successful marriage. Guideline to a successful marriage. So I'm going to point out some things also to refer to the word of God also, where you can read concerning marriage also. So try and enjoy the music for the meantime. Let us try and invite friends. So let us try and share to friends. Try and help me to share it in the YouTube channel. Try and subscribe also. So try to subscribe to my YouTube channel right now. So later we can discuss more. If you have any question, I have my phone number written there. If you have any question to ask, you can call to ask. So God bless you. So let us be rejoicing with this our album and music. Our late Apostle G.A. Ogboma, the blessed memory. So let us be enjoying it now before we fully start. Try and invite your friend. I want to have at least 20 to 50 viewers before we kick off the ball. So just try and invite now. Share it to your friend right now so that everyone can come on board. So it's very important. It's very, very important in marriage. How can we build our home? How can we build our marriage life? So just try and invite your friends, try and invite everyone around you. Try to share to your contacts, all those people in your contacts. Try and share. Thank you very much. If you want to subscribe to my YouTube channel, just write Mary IT Family TV. So you can equally subscribe to my YouTube channel. So try and be with us. God bless you. Thank you, Kevin. Happy. You are welcome on board. Bosse Osagi, thank you very much. Please just try and invite your friends as well. Mandali, Ibinovia, thank you for joining me this evening. Mom, so try and invite your friend, my loved ones. Try your best to invite your friends. Amen. Try and enjoy the music with us. We'll put some beautiful flower as well. Amen. Thank you very much. Thank you for joining me this evening. Thank you very much. God bless you. See, I just put a beautiful flowers. It's a signal. It's a sign of love, a sign of marriage, successful marriage. Thank you very much for joining me. So try and invite many people. Try and invite all your friends. Let us discuss very important issue concerning marriage life. Thank you very much. If the music is not loud enough, just you are hearing the music, just say, yes, we are hearing it. Just write to me. Then we are hearing it, I'm hearing it, my sister, just write. If you are not hearing it, just tell me to increase the volume. Thank you very much, my brothers, my sisters. Say, Kamejo Ogmonwa. So, say, Noki Majo, mi ya, Neoma, Odagmona, Odoge, Noki Majo. Noki Majo, mi, if you know him, Master, Wagmo, what dog, man, Noki Majo, no Master. So that is it, the meaning of the music. So the no ego master, so the no ego master, no major. So that is it, the meaning of the music. So enjoy the music with me right now. Try to invite your friend before we kick off. Thank you very much. God bless you. Amen. Say God should include us in good news, include us in successful marriage, include us in everything good. Amen. Thank you. Thank you, everyone that is with me right now. Thank you. God bless you. Amen. You sure the music is loud enough? If it is not loud enough, just tell me. Just write it, sister. Increase the volume. Amen. Thank you, Jehovah. Thank you, King of Kings. Thank you, Lord of Lords. We really had to appreciate him for our life, for his goodness in our home, in our life, in our children's life, in our family. We have to appreciate him. God is great. It's lovely. Amen. Thank you, Jehovah. So without God, we can't sit here today. Without him, we can't do anything. It's he that makes us to sleep and wake up. It's he that guides us when we go out, we come in. It's only God. So let us try and invite as more people as we can so that we can kick off. So it's very important to know about marriage. How will we maintain our marriage? How will we keep our marriage? How will we make our marriage a blessed home? So I just jotted out some few points to follow. If you have anything to include, you are free to call. You know, we are still learning. Everybody, we are learning. We are not perfect. So there are things, maybe there are many things that I forgot to write. So if you know, you remember anything that I will talk about also. So you have to just call and say, sister, this thing, we have to discuss it also. If you have anything to say, if you have anybody that is passing through difficulties in marriage, maybe this can equally help, can as well help. So just try and invite people to this platform right now. Try and invite people. First of all, we have to start with the word of God. Thank you very much. Amen. So now we have people around now. First of all, we have to discuss what is marriage. We have to know the meaning of marriage. We have to know why we have to go into marriage. So before you go into marriage, you have to know the reason you have to go into marriage. So what is marriage? First of all, you have to know what is marriage. They will know woman. They will know where open. They will not tell woman. So those are the things we have to learn today. Because before we know the guidelines to successful marriage, we have to know what is the meaning of marriage. So please just try and bear with me. So first of all, marriage. What is marriage? What is owo? We call it owo. The marriage do say, I mean, because so where do not bash. So so hey, marriage you do. Woman, they will know woman, they will know woman, a marriage. So in English, we said marriage. They will know what is the meaning of marriage. As we can see, as we can hear, is a man and a woman coming together, joining hands together, living together, making up their mind to stay together, to fulfill what God has said, what God has planned towards both of them. So marriage, nyadori joboku gbe nyadori etinya bagbe nyadomuyo bayo naya de fruitful naya do ibie naya do iwe mi oko according to Venu Salu to be fruitful. Because if there is no fruitfulness, there will not be marriage. I know there are some that have difficulties. We pray today, maybe at the end of today, by special grace of God, God will bring it to perfection. We make them to be fruitful. Thank you, my sister Krista Beth. Thank you, sister Koro Omoyeve. God bless you for joining us today. Thank you, Rita Ugbo. Thank you for joining me today. God bless you. So first of all, we have to pray because we have no power of our own. Before we start anything, we have to invite God. We have to invite the Holy Spirit of God to guide and protect us, to guide and protect whatever we are going to discuss, to put His word in our mouth, in our tongue, so that we can use our tongue to speak a good word. Father, we thank you. We worship you this night. We worship you for another beautiful day. We thank you for all you have done. We thank you for all you are yet to do. We thank you for this topic that I have just brought up, guideline to a successful marriage. Thank you for putting this thing in my mind. Thank you for putting this topic in my mind to discuss with my people. I know I'm not perfect. That is why I'm inviting you now, Lord, to take absolute control, to empty me and speak your word through me, to use me to reach out to your people. So that at the end, anyone that is passing through difficulties or one thing or the other in their marriage home, they will hear and meditate in this word, and this word will be part and parcel of them. In Jesus' name, amen. Thank you, everyone. Kate Ogbemudia, thank you for coming. Thank you, everyone. Rita Ugbo, thank you, my sister. God bless you. Yeah, I have just introduced what is marriage. I have just said the meaning of marriage. I said I have about 21 guidelines that lead to successful marriage. First of all is word of God. The word of God. So that is the first thing that I wrote down. If you want to have a successful marriage, you have to have the word of God in you. Without the word of God, you cannot be successful in your marriage. Cannot be successful in your marriage. So the word of God is one of the important things that you have to impart into your marriage life, that you have to introduce into your marriage life. We know no one is perfect, but when the word of God dwells in us, we will be a successor in the marriage. So here you can go to Genesis 2, chapter 2, 24, and Genesis chapter 1, 27 to, from verse 27 to 28. Genesis chapter 2, verse 24, and Genesis chapter 1, verse 27 to 28. So you can read about how God created heaven and earth, how God take out of the ribs of Adam to make a man, to make a woman. Because God see that Adam cannot live alone. You know that loneliness is not nice. They said behind every successful man is a woman. So that is why God said, no, Adam cannot live alone. That is why he make him to sleep, to fall in the deep sleep and take one of the rib to make a woman. That is why he called the woman a woman. A woman in the sense to help. A woman in the sense to assist. A woman in the sense to bless. A woman in the sense to build. So that is why he made a woman to assist Adam. So in your leisure time, you can just go through it in the Bible and see. So secondly, fear of God in the marriage. You have to have the fear of God in your marriage. Without the fear of God in your marriage, it's difficult. How is the fear of God? By looking unto God. If you really believe that God is the author and finisher of your faith, that is the God that make you to sleep and wake up. So when you have that fear in you, so you will apply it in your marriage. You will apply it in your marriage home. Having the fear of God. There are things you're supposed to do. When that fear of God is not in you, that thing, you will do it and it will break your marriage. But when you have the fear of God in you, when you think about God, if not God, Deus alobua. So that's something you will not do it. There are things you're supposed to say in your marriage home. There are things your partner, your husband will do to you. There are things that your husband will, in one way or the other, will offend you. But when you have the fear of God in you, that's something you will let it go. You will not continue meditating on that something. So having the fear of God in your marriage is one of the most important things that will lead our marriage to success. That is number 2. First is the word of God. Meditating on the word of God every time. Having the word of God in your mind, because that day you were joined together, you said for better, for worse. You were joined in the altar. Even when you did your traditional marriage in Nigeria, in your country, wherever you come from. So they invite the word of God also. They invite God to that marriage. Before our forefathers, before our mothers, before our fathers, they take anything from your in-law. They pray and invite God to dwell in that home. So that is why the word of God is very important. It's you, after the word of God have joined you people together, it's you now that will not have that fear in you. That before anything will go wrong, first of all, you will think back. This is the prayer they prayed that day. This is the agreement, this is the covenant you make that day. There you will have the fear of God in that marriage home. That is the second one. The third one is fasting and praying. Fasting and prayer, it also help a lot. in a marriage home. If you want to have a good, successful marriage, you have to learn how to fast and pray. That is what I talked about last week, fasting. The importance of fasting, why we should fast as a believer. Why we should pray along with it. So you have to learn how to fast, because there are times that temptation will come. There are times tribulation will come. But due to fasting and prayer, you can conquer. So you have to learn how to fast in your marriage home. You have to learn how to pray hard. Say we should pray without ceasing. We should pray without ceasing. So due to the prayer, you can also read that in Solomon, how he prayed. I mean, the King Song of Solomon in the Bible, in Isaiah. You can also read it. So you can get that. Later, you just go to your Bible and read about it, fasting and prayer. That is help to improve your marriage home. It helps to guide your marriage. It helps to guide to wipe out any tribulation. If anything is difficult in your marriage, is it fruit of the womb? Is it mishkin? Maybe I said mishkin. Mishkin in Netherlands is maybe. Is it a financial problem? Is it understanding? So you have to fast and pray. When you fast and pray and ask for God help, God favor, God must surely listen to you. Thank you, my brother Uche. Thank you, everyone that had turned up. Sarah, Louise, thank you very much. So that is the third one, fasting and prayer. You have to fast and pray in your marriage home, in your marital home. You have to fast and pray. So the fourth one is faith in God. Having faith in your marriage. Before you enter any relationship, build that faith that this place I'm going, this marriage, this man I'm going to marry. If you have that faith that everything will work out fine, really God will listen to you. God will hear your prayer. Having faith in God, it helps a lot. Having faith in God that your marriage life that you are going to step into, it will work out successfully. God will answer it. Having faith in God, it helps a lot in our marriage house, in our marriage home. Having faith in your husband, trusting him. I know it's difficult sometimes. I know it's very difficult sometimes to trust, but when you include God in it, anything you ask him, he will tell you the truth. So having faith in God and in your husband will help your marriage to grow. The fifth one is understanding. Before you go into any marriage, if you're already in marriage, try to build understanding. Try to understand each other. Try by all means to understand each other. Because without understanding, it's difficult to manage our married home. Without understanding between the two couples, it's difficult to build our marriage successfully. So you try as much as possible to have understanding in your marriage. Try to understand your husband. Husband, try to understand your wife. So it's very important also to understand each other in marriage. We know sometimes it's difficult. You might not want to open up. You might not want to agree. You might not want to bow down. But when understanding is there, it's easy. So you try to have good understanding, to build good understanding between two of you in the marriage. That is the fifth one. The sixth one is love of God, which I have earlier said, the word of God and the love of God. So when you have the love of God, because God loved us as well by sending his son to die for our sin. If you have the love of God in your marriage home, That is the love of God, unconditional love. Unconditional love that you can ever think of. You try to include it in your marriage. You try to have it in your marriage. Unconditional love that Joseph had for his brother. After every temptation that he passed through, after every tribulation he passed through his brother, but he still built that unconditional love that will never end. He still built it. The unconditional love that the prodigal son father had for the son. You read in the Bible how the prodigal son took the father property away. He took it away and useless everything. But at the end, when he see that there is no way again, he now came back to his father. The father have a conditional love for him. That is love that will make you to say, if not because of God. That is love that we say, if not because of the word of God in our marriage, you could have not forgive. So we have to build such love, unconditional love in our marriage in God. So the seventh one is patience. Patience, another word for patience is endurance. To endure, no matter what. They said the teeth and the tongue, sometimes they quarrel. In a Benin Adi, they said, Owodo, Owome, Abo Wezoji. There is no one that is perfect. There is every band that you have to offend your husband. There is every band that your husband will offend you. But if you have the word of God in you, if you have that patience, when you ask God to build patience in you, if you have that endurance in you, you can endure, you can overcome anything that will come up. You can endure your husband, no matter what he will do to offend you. So there you have to have patience. Patient means iziegbe. Oritendo iziegbe omasebo. No matter what, iziegbe or etin. No matter anything that your husband will do to you, kemi not that from where did you that way, kemi not did it soon. Within the marriage circle, you have to have patience. Because here we kita no ziegbe or gboloko. Thank you, my brother Godwin Moses. So ekita no ziegbe or gboloko. So you have to keep patient. You have to endure. You have to endure with him. There is endurance. Having patience in your marriage. Don't shout too much. Don't start calling friends. Don't start narrating what happened at Gidi no date. No. Have patience to follow him. So that is patience. Number 7, having patience in your marriage. You have to have patience no matter what. For those people that the husband traveled to Europe or the husband traveled for business or for one thing or the other, you have to have patience. There are many people that their husband left behind. They left them in Nigeria or in any country you are, maybe for 5 years because of document problem. You have to have patience and wait for him. So long your husband promised you, you people will join together. You have to have patience. You have to have patience for him, to wait for him. Don't say because you did hear from him for 2 months or you did hear from him for 1 year or you didn't hear from him for 7 months, because of that you want to go. No. Patience. You have to have patience with your husband, because the time you people were joined together, it was in joy. Maybe conditional warrant. There are people who don't have patience. There are people who cannot endure situation. There are people that cannot endure circumstance that may arise. There are some people who cannot endure, oh, this thing happened now. Let me not stay again. Let me not wait for him again. No. In a marriage life, we should have built on the rock of ages, the rock of God. You have to have patience. No matter what, you have to have patience. Let's see. Seek for the face of God and see what the outcome of it. So it's very important also. You have to have patience. It's the key to successful marriage. Thank you, my sister. It's the key to successful marriage. So patience is one of the most important things also that you have to have in your marriage home. The eighth point that I jot down is loyalty, respect. You have to have respect for your husband. You have to have respect for your wife. You have to have respect in your marriage. Have respect for each other. Respect each other. Don't say because you are a man, everything the woman has to do it. No. Or you see your wife carrying load, or you see your wife struggling to do something. You are looking at her. No. You have to have respect for her. Maybe both of you go out together. You went to party. The way you will be talking to your wife is like you don't regard her. It's like you have no regard for her. No, as a man, you have to respect her. As a woman, you have to respect her. There are some people that they will say it's part of them. It's part of them. Any little thing, I can't do. So that is an expensive word to say. Even at all, let her to overcome those words. Don't mind him. You can say it to him at home, but when you know that you are constant saying that something, you say that something frequently, try to remove it, try to overcome that habit, because you might say it to him outside again. So because of that, you have to make sure you do away with that word. Don't mind her or don't mind him. Now so it just they do. No, do not see her. They go. All those words are very expensive words that we in marriage, we don't have to use it toward our man or our wife. Because it might just come out from you. You might just say it anywhere. You will forget that you are not at home. Such words you have to let her to not to use it. Any expensive word that you know that will bring your husband down, you have to try to overcome it. Don't use it regularly. Put yourself down. Bring yourself down. We know, okay, in Europe, yeah, in our tradition, we know man is the head of house. Lower yourself before your husband. Then when you lower yourself, your husband will respect you. Bring yourself down. I know sometimes there is quarrel can come up, things can come up, but try to control yourself by respecting him. If not because of God, if not, just have that in mind in your marriage. If not because of God, have that fear of God in you, that God is in your marriage. So when God is in your marriage, you will learn how to respect him. You can hear in the Bible between Abraham and Sarah. In Genesis, Sarah always called the husband my Lord. There are our people that are fond of mentioning their husband's name. John, come here. Peter, come here. John Bull, come here. What is the name? Igbinedion, come here. No. That very day, you make up your mind to be joined together. That very day, they join you people together. You need to use a word that when your husband hear it, he will be very happy inside him. Honey, darling, sweetie, daddy. Try to use one word. No, Papa Mary, Papa Bomboy, or Papa Josephine, or Papa Gabriel. No. So that is loyalty. If you bring yourself down to respect him, give him a name that anytime you mention that name, he will be happy. In him, maybe he might not show it to you, but he will know, yes, this woman really loves me. You man also, Learn how to call your woman sweetie, my honey, my baby, my love, my sweetheart. When a woman hear that, she will know that yes, she is in marriage. Not calling her mama this thing. There is a couple I saw one day. I was just greeting the man. I said, how is everything? I said, how is your wife? He said, Ije Nenemi. I said, Ije Nenemi. I don't want to mention the person name or Ije a Joy. Something like that. Let me just put it in that way. I said, Epa, Obokawa no nya, Ije Nenemi Gweyeti. He was laughing. I said, no, Epa, you have to change. You have to call her honey, Obokame, Obokame. No. Try to use a special name. Try to use a godly name. Try to use a tithing name. A name that when that woman hears it, she will really know that, yes, she's married. So that is number 8, loyalty and respect. Number 9 in our guideline is communication. Communication. Please try and invite your friends. Good evening, my sister Sandra. God Defeyi. Lovely miracle. Thank you for joining us this evening. Favor, Faith, thank you for joining us this evening. So number 9 in my agenda is communication. When you have cordial communication in your marriage, when you communicate every time, things will went good. Communication in Edo is na azio agagwankugbe ugwame na agwankugbe marriage. If you want to have a successful marriage, learn to build communication in your home. Don't allow your husband to go and make friends outside to be communicating with that friend every time. Don't allow your wife to be communicating with other people. What your wife is supposed to tell you, you go and tell another person because you don't have time for her. What your husband is supposed to tell you, you will not call another person to tell another person because you don't have time for him. Communication is the key also in marriage, successful marriage. If you want to have a successful marriage, you have to learn how to communicate together. Always communicate together. It helps a lot. Discuss together. Share ideas together. Communicate together. You can see between Abraham, as old as they are, Abraham and Sarah, they still communicate. They sit together to share ideas. They communicate with each other. That is why Sarah can tell the husband, my honey, my lord, so long I cannot give birth now. Why don't you go to this our housemate? Why don't you lie with this our housemate? It's an idea. He brought out a positive idea. When there is no communication, it's zero. Marriage is zero. You have to communicate always. Tell your heart, tell him. Discuss together. Share ideas together. When you go out, you go to work, what you see at work, when your husband come back, call him. Daddy, this is what happened. Honey, this is what happened today at my working place. My sweetie, this is what happened today. My baby, this is what happened today. You try to communicate together. Then your husband going out to tell another person. Now later you now hear it from another person. It doesn't help in marriage home. So it will not help to build our home at all. I give that dear. Open up. Tell him. Because when there is communication in marriage, when something went wrong, it's easy to sort out. It's easy to find solution to it. Can easily find solution to it. When there is no communication, you keep quiet, the other one kept quiet. Things will be getting worse every day. So communication is the key to a successful marriage. You communicate with each other. So another thing here, number 10 here is contentment. Contentment is another big key to a successful marriage. Contentment. What is contentment? What is the meaning of contentment? What do you understand by contentment? They will not mean it, though. Contentment, vebo, in a contentment me where everywhere ajewe, everywhere so working. That is what contentment mean. Contentment, be happy. Let whatever you have be satisfied with it. You have to be content in your marriage home. Don't say because this one have limousine, you must have limousine. This one have Gucci, you must have Gucci. This one buy Jojo Armani, you must buy it. Or this one have D&G, you must buy it as well. You have to be content with whatever God gave to you. If you have children, be content. If you have money, be content. If you don't have, be happy in your marriage home. Be satisfied in your marriage home. You have to be satisfied. Everything within the marriage, you have to be content with it. Be happy. Give time to God always. Baba, thank you. Because before you go out, maybe you met 3 or 4 people. Out of 10 people you will meet, maybe 5 of them you are better off. You don't know. But when you are not content, your eyes is always up. Your eyes is always in another person thing. So you will miss the way. You will miss it in your marriage. You have to be content with whatever you have. What God has provided you, be content with it. The man God has given to you, be happy with him. The woman God has given to you, be happy with him, with her. Don't say because this man is wearing putting his trouser on his waist, your husband is not doing like that. So you have to teach your husband to bring the trouser down. No. Or maybe your husband is not wearing Gucci Armani. You want to make sure he wear the same thing. No. Use whatever you have. You might be surprised. Those people wearing it, they are borrowing. They are getting the money from wrong source. A source that doesn't please God. So you have to be content with whatever you have. Be satisfied with whatever you have. Don't say your husband don't go to party always, you will force him to be going. Or don't say your husband don't go travel every time, you will be forcing him to travel. No. When he wants to stay home, let him stay home. When he wants to travel, okay. But don't push him too much. People are joining meeting. They are in club. They are in a community club. They are in a Nigeria club. They are in a Edo community club. They are in this one. Now you force him to go and join. No. When he said, no, I don't like to join meeting, no. Don't force him to do it because your friend's husband, they are in the meeting. They join meeting. So you will not force your husband to go and join the meeting. No. The same thing to a woman. Husband, you have to be content with your wife. Be satisfied with your wife. Don't say because your wife cannot wear high shoe. You go and force her, you go and buy high shoe. After buying the high shoe for her, she now wear it and break her leg. You now say, see you? No. What a wife know how to do best, let her continue. Don't force her to do what is not in her mind. Because you see, your friend, wives outside, they are doing like that. Everybody are not the same. Whatever your wife loves to do, let her continue doing it. I doesn't use this to say that, okay, maybe your friends' wives, they are wearing short skirts, they are wearing something flashing, or they are wearing something sexy that your wife don't do that. You can equally change her to be dressing good. You can equally change her to be dressing like her maid, but don't force her too much to do what doesn't please her. See your girlfriend, they wear skirt that when they sit down, they are seeing their pants. You not force your wife to do the same. No. Or see your friends outside, they are now wearing they wear a dress that you can see, show me your body. Your wife, who is a Christian, because you see those people wearing such dress, you now force your wife to do it. No. Let your wife to dress decent. Thank you, my brother Ugbedi, Godfrey Ugbedi, for joining us. Thank you, John. John, thank you. New Grace, thank you. So you have to be content with whatever your wife have. There are some women that have put pin in their nose. They put earring here. They put it in their tongue. Your wife is a Christian. You can't force her to go and do such a thing. It doesn't please God in her life. There are some men, because you say you are the head of home, you are the head of the family, of the marriage. Because of that, you want your wife to go and open earring in her nose. You want her to go and put a earring in her tongue. No, it doesn't work in that way. So your wife had to dress decent. She had to look decent. So be content with whatever she has. Contentment is the key to a successful marriage. Be satisfied. Don't open your eyes in everything, especially women. Especially we women. We want to look like that. We want to look like that. You open your eyes for everything. When you are too curious for something, you will not fuck up. You will not go and steal. You will not start borrowing. When your eyes is too open for things that you know you cannot afford, it will lead you to borrow. If you have one earring, use it. If you have two clothes, use it. Don't because the other one beside cloth, they order for clothes from car to buy. Do not force your husband to use it. Be content with whatever you have. As a woman, don't go and let her to steal because you want to look like your mate, or to force your husband to be buying and buying and buying because you want to look like your mate. No, you have to be content with whatever you have. Be satisfied with whatever you have. So that is number 10 in our guidelines to successful marriage. Another thing is unity. What is unity? Nedo akugbe. Yawa akugbe thing. Unity. When there is unity among you, between two of you in marriage, the marriage will be successful. Unity. You have to build unity. Yakugbe areku waiva. Wazi okpa. Akugbe aro. Yawa akugbe thing. So you have to join hands together. If you want to build a house, discuss it with your husband. If you want to buy something, discuss it with your husband. When you join hands together, it will be successful. If you say you can do it alone, it's not nice in a marriage home. It can lead to breakage. I have seen many people. I have seen a lot in Nigeria before I even traveled to Europe. You are married to a rich man. Instead of you telling the man, okay, I want to make sure I have something. I want to build a house. There is a woman. She was ready to build a house. At the end, my husband now find that ends the marriage. Doesn't mean your husband is a millionaire, that you have to do everything on his behalf. No. Discuss it with him. Talk together. Your husband will assist you. If you want to do it alone, that is where you will break. You will just scatter everything. So make sure there is unity between two of you. Make sure there is unity that will guide your marriage. Let us unite together. Bringing up your children, unite together. Guiding your children, unite together. One person cannot do it alone. That you have to say, I'm the woman or I'm the man. When your wife talk to your children, the children, you say no, don't talk to them like that. Or when your husband talk to the children, you say no, don't talk to them like that. No, leave them for me. I will do it. No, you can't do it alone. So you have to unite together. You have to join hands together to strengthen them. You have to join hands together to do everything. Discuss together. So it's another key to a successful marriage. If you want to have a successful marriage, unite. Unity is very important. So sharing of ideas is another key to a successful marriage. If you want to have a successful marriage, share ideas together. Share ideas together. If you want to have a successful marriage, discuss together, communicate together. Don't hide anything from him. You, man, don't hide anything from your wife. Share it together. So sharing of ideas is another key to a successful marriage. If you have anything to say, you can just call to ask questions. So that is the 12th of it. Number 13 is buying a gift. Giving gift in the marriage is also very important. Learn the habit of giving gift to your wife, as well learn the habit of buying gift for your husband. It helps a lot. It helps to build the marriage. When you, a man, as a man, you are giving gifts. There are some men that don't even know the birthday of the birthday of their wife. They don't know the day they were born. And the same thing with a woman. There are some women who don't even know when their husband is born. When you are such a person, please ask your husband. Ask him the date of birth. When he tells you, or you check his identity card, you find his date of birth. Have it in mind. Nothing too small, nothing too big. If it is t-shirt, fold it. If it is wristwatch, there is nothing that you will give to your husband that he will not appreciate. There is nothing you, man, will give to your wife that she will not appreciate. She will appreciate it. Flowers. Anything you buy, cards, wristwatch, even cutters, pants, beha, buy for your wife as a gift. Not only on her birthday or on his birthday, let's build that habit of giving gifts in your marriage. It helps a lot also to build marriage home. It helps a lot to a successful marriage. Giving gifts. As a woman, as a man, let's give gifts to your wife. As a woman, let's give gifts to your husband. You know, a little thing that you can give, the man can have that something in mind. When anything come up, when any temptation come up, the man can easily hold on to that something. If not what you did that day, I know you love me. I know you love me. If you don't love me, you cannot present me that something. So let her to give gift in your marriage. Gift is very important. Nothing too small, nothing too big. Give it in your marriage home. In your relationship, give gift. Let her to give gift. To appreciate him. Because when you are coming back from work, you just saw shoes. You saw they brought shoes. Or you went out to buy shoes for the children, you went out to buy for yourself. You can equally take one thing home. Not only when you come home, you are just sharing for the children. This is for me. This is for you. This is for you. What about your husband? He will be looking at you. Let me see what she's going to do. The same thing. to the man. The woman will be waiting. Let me see if he have anything for me, if she have anything for me. Even though it's pen, even though it's t-shirt, even though it's underhand that men wear under their dress, you still take it out and say, me go well, take your own. He will be happy know that you did put him aside. Try to give gift to your marriage home. It's very important. Thank you, my sister. Blessing Wagboy. Thank you for joining us tonight. Osaya men, blessing. Thank you also for joining us. So we are dealing with marriage, a guideline to a successful marriage. So we are now talking about number 13. I start with number 1. Number 1 is the word of God. Make sure you build the word of God in your marriage. Number 2 is the fear of God in your marriage, having the fear of God in your marriage. Number 3 is fasting and prayer. You have to fast and pray concerning anything in your marriage, concerning how you want your marriage to be. You have to fast and pray over it. Number 4 is faith in God in your marriage, having faith in your husband. Number 5 is understanding. Both of you have to understand each other. Number 6 is love of God. Try to invite the love of God, unconditional love. Conditional love that Joseph had for his brothers. Conditional love that the prodigal son father had for his son. Forgiveness. You have to have that in your marriage. Number 7 is patience. You have to have patience. It's endurance. Be patient in your marriage. There's no marriage that is perfect. There is no marriage that there is no trouble. So when you have patience, the patience of God in you, you can equally stand in that marriage. Number 8 is loyalty. To be loyal to your husband, respect him, bow down for him. Don't make yourself to be the head at home. In any condition, let the man be the head of home. Number 9 is communication. Try to communicate in your marriage home. Communicate with each other. And discuss with each other. Share idea with each other. Number 9, communication. Number 10 is contentment. You have to be content, to be satisfied with whatever you have. Whether your husband can wear Gucci, Armani, or he cannot wear, be content with whatever he can do. Be happy with him. So be content with your husband, with your wife. That is number 10. Number 11 is unity. Build that God unity between yourselves. Unite together. One person cannot do it. When both of you join hands together, it will be successful. Unity. Number 12 is sharing ideas. Share ideas together. Don't let your husband or your wife go and make friends outside. No. Try to draw her nearer to yourself. Discuss together. Share ideas on what to do. The next step to take. Don't take decision on his behalf. Don't say, I can do it, even though it's not there. Let me do it like that. No. Try to tell him. When he disagree, okay, maybe another time you bring it up again. Let us do this thing like this. Till he agree. So where you people tuning now is giving gifts. So we are just discussing to give gifts in our marriage, to learn how to give present to our husband, to learn how to give present to our wives. Gift giving is very important. Also, it can help also to build our marriage successfully. So number 14 now is to avoid too much friends. To avoid too much friends also. If you want to have a successful marriage, avoid too much friends. Ọdítẹ́ dógún ọ̀sọ́mà gbọ́mà ọ̀sọ́mà sìmíọ́mà sàlóbùà ni màámọ̀ sènà símímà bẹ̀ ní Jésù. My friend not in my move ni Jesu. My friend in my share idea with. Dog pack can my man in my share idea with all mamu. As you say against us. So friends, in your marriage life, you have to avoid too much friends. Thank you, my sister Divine. Thank you for joining me. I will call blessing. Thank you also. So you have to avoid having too much friends in your marriage. Inviting friends to your home. Chatting, cooking, dancing, grouping. Friends can bring you up, it can bring you down. In your marriage home, avoid too many friends. It's advisable. If it's only one friend you have, if it's only two you have, keep them. Don't have too much friends in marriage, because your friend you call your friend can bring you out. Your friend you think is your friend can discuss everything both of you discuss together. So having too much friends around you in your marriage home, it can break your marriage home. So too much friends can break your marriage home. Being alone is not also advisable. At least you have to have one that you trust. So too much friends is bad. Can make your children your best friend. You can have one best friend. They said, "Oh, there, so you can have friends, but not too much. Not too much. If it's only one, only two friends you have, know that that friend you have can bring you up. Know that that friend you have can lead you to success in life. It's not friend that you will, when the friend wants something from you, it will be closer to you. After getting that something, say, who is that? Yeah, can say, hey, Tommy. Oh, man. How can I prove who you make? Something like that. No, that is not a deep friend. It's not a good friend. A friend that wants to succeed, do something that makes to succeed in life. When you ask him, he tell you the opposite side of it. That is not a friend. It's not a deep friend. So it's not a deep friend at all. Yeah, sorry, my people. Sorry. Thank you. So that is not a deep friend. So a friend that will build your home, a friend that will share good idea with you, a friend that when you share idea with you will give you a very good solution. Take it to that side. So a friend that will lift you up. So such friends you will find, you will look for. Before any friend come into your marriage, make sure you pray over that person. Daddy God, I'm talking to this person now. Open my eyes to really see who is the person in my life. Because there are many friends in the world that the one that will bring you up, that will lure you to success in life, those are difficult. So a friend that will lift you up is what you will pray for. Not to have thousands of friends. You can't bring that single one from all. No. So avoid too much friends in your marriage. So that is number 14. Number 15 is equal love for all children. Having equal love for all your children in your marriage. Don't discriminate between your children. This one is helping you a lot. So when you go out to buy presents, always for that one. No. Have equal hands. Have equal love for them. Don't say because this one is still urinating at home, because of that you hate that child. No. Or because this one he cannot talk good, you hate him. No. Or maybe because this one cannot walk good, you hate that child. No. Or this one because he cannot dress good, you hate him or her. No. You have to have equal love for all your children. You know, in Nigeria, in our country, yeah, some they came from a polygamy home. So some group, the parents love them so much that they cannot stand anything that child come to ask, anything from school that one the papa loves so much, anything that group from that mother come to ask, the father is always okay, have it. But when the other group come from the other woman, when the father hear from them, say, no, I don't want that, I don't have, go and look for, go and beg, go and thief. No. If you have 20 children, have equal love for all of them. So that is very important in marriage also, because you don't know who is who tomorrow. You don't know a child that will not stand by you in time of your old age. So because of that, you have to build equal love. Don't say you love this more than this. No. Unconditional love, have for all of them, because things might change in a second. Europe of a thing that have come to help our parents. Years ago, when our parents gave birth to girls, they would say, no, they don't need to go to school. There are many parents that did that. Girls don't have to study. It's only men that can become a doctor. It's only men that can become engineers. Why women? Because when they grow up, they are going to marry. They now kept the women, or when they finish their primary school, they said, yeah, it's time for you to marry. Or when they maybe to class 3 in secondary school, they say it's time to marry. No. Have equal right for all your children. Love them the same. Love them equally. Don't discriminate that this one can go, this the other one don't go. Or this one you can have this, the other one you don't have that. No. You have to have equal love for all your children in your marriage home. So the 6th one, the most important one, is sexual intercourse. The most important that men use as an excuse that made them to go out. That made them to go out to another woman outside. Sexual intercourse. If you want to have a successful marriage, your sexual intercourse, you have to build on it. I know it's not easy. A woman with 6 or 7 children, a woman with 6 or 7 children going to work, coming back, you always say you are tired. Everybody understands, but you have to make a time. You have to make a free day. You have to make sure that you build that love, that you know the time, you know at least when and how. So that helps also in relationship. So this one is part of woman. A woman in a marriage home, if you want your marriage to be successful, your sexual intercourse has to be the best. It has to be the best in your marriage. It has to help you to build your marriage. The same thing with man. Through this, you can understand your woman. As a man, I know it's not easy, but you have to also build that habit. You have to learn the habit of saying, okay, this woman is tired. You have to learn that habit also. Okay, let me not disturb her today. Or when the woman say, I'm sorry, I'm tired. You man, as a man, you have to understand also. Because she had gone to work, she went to school to pick the children, she come and cook. So you have to understand also. So as a man in your marriage, also understand your wife in terms of sexual aspects in marriage. So you have to understand her also. Because it's very important we know, but there are times that things will come up. You have to understand. There are some men, even when anywhere they are, there are some men that cannot even 2 days is too big. They cannot resist it. They cannot stand it. No, it's not that way. So you have to try also to understand your wife. Because such men that cannot stand 2 days or they cannot stand a week, such men are the men that can easily go out to flirt. Such men are the one. It's not only when the woman cannot dress, she cannot cook, that give them the opportunity to go out. It's because of the character in them. That habit they have found in them, that they cannot stay for 1 week. They cannot stay for 2 weeks. They have that urge in them already, that they cannot stand it. So you as a man, you have to learn also. You have to learn. If you see that you are such a person that, oh, this thing will not make me to, let her to travel also. You can travel to see if you cannot stand it. Instead of, because of that, you have to go for another woman. No, it's not advisable. It's not advisable at all. So you have to learn also, man. Learn to understand your wife in terms of sexual intercourse. That is number 16. So number 17 aspect of it is family. Family. Our family. The man family, the woman family. In a marriage life, in a marriage situation, in a marriage home. So we have to think twice also. Family that involve in your marriage. Don't let family involve in your marriage. Don't let them prognose in your marriage. If you already said man and woman, the man will leave his home, the woman will as well leave his home. They will not join together to make their own home, to make a family. So long you woman have left your home, everything concerning your marriage home, let it be your marriage home. I know sometimes the man can provoke you to say what you don't supposed to say to your family. Okay, it's understanding. But to make it as habit frequently, anything that happens, you call. Anything that happens, you not call. No, it's not advisable. You can sort it out. You can find solution to it by yourself. The same thing with the man. Because your wife has talked to you in a way you don't like. Because your wife had done something you don't like. Maybe it's because of cooking, not that the woman went out to flirt. Maybe because of one thing or the other, or friends she keep. You can as well call your wife and talk to your wife. Please, my love, this woman or this person you are moving out with, I don't like the way they behave. Instead of calling to the family of the girl or calling to your family to discuss it with them, no. Because here when I'm or to go and summon your wife. You go and summon your wife in your home, in your family home, to say your wife must go home to do this. Your wife, learn to trust your wife. Because if you trust your wife, hardly you can bring her to your family home to do what she don't supposed to do. So involving your family in your marriage is very bad. Don't involve your family in your marriage. I'm talking to both man and woman. Don't involve your family, because there are things you will say to the family of the man. The moment you woman report everything to them, because it's their brother, they will not take it the way you discuss it with them. By the time their brother will not call them, by the time their brother will not go to them, they will not say, this is what she told us. You know blood. They say blood is thicker than water. So what their brother will tell them, that is what they will take. They will say, yeah, she want to bring you down. She want to raise you. She want to ride on you. She want to ride on you. She want to make sure she want to be your head. The sisters or the brother will not side their brother. The family will not be on the side of their brother, because anything their brother tells them, they will believe. So what is the essence? What is the essence of going to them? What is the reason for going to them to report to them? Call him, let her to say sorry. In your marriage, let her to say sorry. So that will help your marriage to be successful also. Not involving your marriage, not involving your family, the family of you or the family of your husband in your marriage. I know there are things that you need their help. There will be things that you want to seek idea from them. That aspect is different. There are things you want to share idea with your sister-in-law. There are things that you want to share idea with your brother-in-law. That aspect is different from when there is misunderstanding. You go to them to report to them. No, it's not advisable. Let her to solve problem between yourself. Let her to solve it between yourself. There are some people that the man will narrate. The man will go to the family. This woman do this woman do that. This woman is like this woman is like that. You will not know. The moment you arrive there, when they see you, the way you present yourself, the way you talk to them, the way you respect them, at the back of their mind, they will not say, it's not what brothers say about this woman. It's not what brothers say. Their conscience will be judging them. Why do we treat this woman like this before? They will not explain everything to you. But in their mind, they know that, no, their brother is not telling the truth. The same thing to a woman. Telling your brother or your sister, your mother or your father, your relation, your uncle or your auntie concerning your husband, this is what he did, this is how he beat you, this is how he bullied you, this is how he did to you. Maybe he didn't even do that. He didn't do it to you. By the time your husband will not travel home to see your family, everyone will be expecting, let us see how he's going to behave. Maybe when your husband really got home, he starts sharing gifts, he starts discussing like a brother to them, discussing like a brother and father, then they will not know that you are not telling the truth. Only you are not content. You are not satisfied with what he gave to you. Only because you are not content with him. You are not happy with him. You just want to disgrace him. So, which is very bad. We don't have to involve our family in our marriage. So, that is number 17. Number 18 is domestic work. What do we mean by domestic work? Domestic work is just what you do at home. What you do at home. We know it's not easy, but you will try your best to cook, to be cooking. You have to cook, arrange, clean, do your best to make sure the home is okay. It's not only be selling, to order for food. Honey, you don't close from work. I bet if they come, just brush that mama nenemi, just bring ishewu. You can equally go to the shop and buy goat. You may prepare it at home. Honey, when I know sometime, okay. It's idea that you, the children, the husband, you go out sometime to eat together. Okay, it's advisable. But don't use it as just habit that whenever he's coming back from work, he has to go and buy food. What are you doing? Or to stay in your phone, chatting and discussing in the phone. You expect him when he's coming back from work, when he come back from work before you now eat. No. There are times you can go out on birthday, you can go and eat. There are times you can be stirred, you can order for things to eat. Okay, because of this, let us order for pizza. Yeah, today, let us just do this together. Don't make it as a habit that every week you have to order for pizza. Or every month you have to order for Chinese rice when you can cook Chinese rice at home. No. That money you will use to buy maybe for a whole family, a family of 7. You know how much that will cost to order for Chinese rice. We cost you about, maybe, if I'm not mistaken, 100 euro. That 100 euro, 50 euro can prepare Chinese food at home. So you have to learn also all these things in your marriage home. Learn to cook, learn to clean, learn to help. Learn to help your husband at home. It's not because your husband is washing the car. When he finish your hand, you ask him, honey, come and, you have to clean the sitting room. Or, honey, the television, you have to clean it. Commanding him. No. The same thing to the woman. It doesn't mean because your wife is a wife that you cannot help. Help him. Help her and me. When your wife is making soup, you try to do other things. If the children, you try to douche the children. If it is to hang cloth, take the cloth out of the washing machine. You hang it as a man. It's also a help than to leave your wife after cooking before she will now go to washing machine to pack the cloth and start hanging. Or carry the children and start douching them. No, you still have to help your wife. If your wife is going to shopping, anything you can do at home, help before she comes back. If your wife go to work, maybe she will be late back or she's in traffic. Just cook rice for the children, cook food before she comes back. Don't wait that Makame, when she comes, she know what they want to eat. No, it's not good. When you can help in married home, you can help your wife. It will help to build your marriage also. Oritendo where because if you take your wife as a slave, if you take your wife as Jackie, you know what is Jackie? Donkey. If you take her as a goat, that's everything she can do. One day she will just faint. She pretends to be doing it to please you. But she's not happy. She's thinking, what type of marriage home am I? You cross your leg in the sitting room, you are commanding. The food not ready. If the food not ready, bring her now. Which one you did? You sit down. Even after you eat, you cross your leg again. You pretend to be reading newspaper. According to our papas in Africa, you pretend to be reading newspaper. Even in Europe, in this modern life, you will not want to help. To even remove your plate, the plate that you used to eat, to bring it to the douche to wash. No. You will sit down, you expect the woman to come and take it and bring away. So you are laboring the woman. You are overusing the woman. You are not helping her. That is not married. You have to join hands together. If you are a man that you are helping your woman, you see your friend coming, you quickly drop it. You are not a man, you are a boy. If you are a woman, you are doing something for your man. Maybe you are trying to cut the nails of your husband. You are trying to help him to clean it. You saw your friend coming, you quickly drop it. You are not a woman, you are a girl. In a marriage home, you have to learn to help each other. Don't say because your friend is there, maybe you are helping your wife, because a house with more than 8 children or more than 4 children, the pandemic you are going to make will be much. So your wife has tried her best. Instead of you to say, okay, let me just help you, you will say, no, let her do it. With all the power she has used to go to work, to come back, to pick the children from school, she will try and manage to make sure she pleases you. But you yourself, you don't read it in her that she's tired. You turn your back on her. No, it's not a good idea. As a man, try to help her. If you are going out with a friend that discourages you not to help your wife, stay away from that friend. It's when your wife is alive, your wife is strong, she's beautiful, she's happy, then you can know you are in a marriage home. When your wife is always tired, She's always angry with herself. She don't know who to talk to. So one day, she can just collapse and just, you will not know how come. Then you will say, hey, yeah, you have been talking to her. Or maybe it's the wish in her father's house. Or maybe it's the wish in her mother's place. No. It's just the way you labor her. It's the way you are laboring her that she cannot explain to you. She cannot tell you about that bring her down. So as a man, you have to learn to help your wife. No matter what, help to help her. Learn to help her. Don't leave everything for her to do. She will sweep the house. She will clean the plate. She will do the children. She will make pounded yam. She will cook the soup. She will do everything at home. You are just sitting down because you are a man. No. You have to help her also. When you help her, she will be strong for you to live together, for both of you to live together till 120 years in Jesus' name. So number 19 is phone, telephone. Telephone is one of the things that break home. How? What is telephone? Uwaya na ya gwan. Ni time edo. Telephone is another thing that lead to breakage, that will not lead to successful marriage. E.g., chatting with friend, calling friend, talking with friend. And when your husband enters, you will not jump out to say, oh, daddy, Bokian, or honey, welcome. You still keep on talking till you are satisfied. Before we now say, you ready? Or are you back? No. Evil chatting also, discussing about other people's issue. It can as well break your marriage. Chatting with friends. Instead of you thinking of what to do, the next step to take. You are chatting with friends, discussing unnecessary issues, discussing unnecessary things can break your home. Instead of you meditate on what to do, the next step to take. So telephone, can take your telephone. If you are talking, maybe your husband is not home, you are discussing already, but the moment he comes in, greet him first. Honey, Bokian, honey, welcome. Daddy, welcome. My sweetheart, welcome. Baby, welcome. So after he put his bag down, after everything, you ask him, how was it at work today? How was it on your way to work? How was it in the bus, in the tram? If it is train, how is it? You start discussing with him. You call the telephone with your friend. Tell your friend, please, you will call him or her back. Instead of continue chatting and whooping and shouting before you now know that your husband have opened the door. So have that fear. So another one, that is number 20, building a little fear in children from both parents. So building little bit of fear. I didn't say that, oh, this aspect, because sister say we have to build fear. We have to build that fear in our children. Every time your children talk, shut up! Anytime your children do things, carry stick because you want to let them have fear. No. Little bit of fear, that which I mean is that you have to put that little bit of fear in them. You woman, put the fear of your husband, of your man in your children's life. There are things your children will do. You know, children fear fathers than mothers. There are things children will do that when you say, hey, let your father come, the children will come down. The child will just, okay, mama. Instead of you do it, I bet, don't worry. Or maybe your husband is talking to the children. You are saying, don't mind him. Come and eat. No. It's another thing that break home. Riding on your husband in the presence of your children. is one of the things that can break your marriage home also. I know sometimes there are misunderstandings that it can come up. You didn't expect it, just come up, but quickly control yourself. Oh, the children are here. Let me just keep quiet. Nobody don't quarrel. No home that is perfect. Everybody can shout sometimes. Everybody can talk sometimes. But the moment your mind go or you see your children looking, you just calm down. Stop that issue. Even though the man, your husband is shouting, cursing you, just stay, just calm, be calm. You have to be calm at that moment. So you are building that fear that, oh, the same thing to the man. When your wife is talking to your children, your wife is trying to connect your children. You man, don't say, come here. Not mind your mama. Come sit down. And so she dey talk. No. Try to put that fear. Support her. When a child did something wrong, when a child do something wrong, the woman is trying to correct the child. As a man, you join the woman. When the child try to explain, no, shut up, listen to your mother first. As a man, you control that child first. Don't let that child ride on your wife or his or her mother because you want to play the boss. No. Join your wife to caution that child, to make sure that child realize the mistake he or she did. Don't bring your wife before your child. It's very bad. So try your best to keep to all these rules, all these guidelines that can lead to your successful marriage. Number 21 is stepchildren. If you are the one that has stepchildren, what is stepchildren? Èmọ̀ nídà ọmọ ne ọ̀dà fún wẹ́ká bíẹ̀ or ọmọ nuwẹ̀nọ́kọ̀ kábẹ̀ bíẹ̀. Both man and woman, you have to have equal love. Help your husband. Those children that he got before, join him to train them. Join him to straighten their life. Don't say because you are not the one that gave birth to them. No. The same thing to the man. If your husband, if your wife have a child before you both of you now join together as one, join that woman to take care of that child. Instead of you to warn that child, you know I'm not your papa. If you dare try me, I kill you. No. It's not a good idea. Use equal hand. Both the children your wife gave birth to for you and both the ones she has before, join hands together to train them together because they are all your child. The same thing with the woman. You have to join your husband to take care of that boy or that girl, that child that he got before he married you. Join hands together to train the children, to make sure the children become something good in life. And as you, as a woman, when your husband is trying to correct a child, when your husband is trying to correct that stepchild, that is stepchild. Don't say because the way he's talking to the child, you don't like it. And because not being born, no. Don't raise your shoulder to say maybe the way that man is trying to correct that child is not the proper way. It's not the right way to correct that child. No. So the same thing with the man. If that woman is trying to correct you concerning your children, the children you got before you married to her. So don't say because that woman, she's not the biological mother of those children, so she don't have right to talk to those children. No. Or they don't have one baby. So if you want to cultivate that habit, in your marriage, it will lead to breakage. So try to support each other to correct any child that is involved in the marriage. Any child that comes into that marriage, stepchild or not stepchild, try to Join hands together to correct them, to build their life. Don't stand against one and say, oh, because she's not the biological mother, or because he's not the biological father, that is why he's treating that child. That child will grow up tomorrow. The child will not grow up tomorrow to say, I don't use this to say, okay, when something is going wrong, maybe the way the man is behaving, maybe the way he's trying to correct the child is not really appropriate way. Maybe it's out of jealousy, or maybe out of one thing or the other, hatred, that you cannot correct the man, that mom, daddy, or honey, this is not the way. It's not, I didn't say you don't have to correct the man. No, you can call him down. No, this is the way you have to do it. This is the way this child will fear you. This is the way you have to put this child right. Understand? So don't say because the man is talking to that child like that, because of that, what be now? Do worry, be a no. Join that man to correct the child first. After you join that man to correct the child, later you call the man. Then that child is no more there. You now call the child and say, or your husband, and tell your husband, I know you are trying to correct the child. I know you are trying your best, but that is not the way. You are pushing too hard. You understand? You know, some men, there are some men, when I was growing up, I saw it, I witnessed it. When a man that the stepchild they brought, the woman brought to that home. So I don't know what happened. I think the little baby fell from the girl's hand, because the girl was trying to play with the child now fell. The father of that child, the husband, the mother's husband, that is the stepfather, you should see the reaction he took against that girl. If you see the reaction he took against that girl, because one, he's not the biological father. He really take action that now moved the woman to say, no, you don't do this to this child. The way I carried your child that this girl fall, there is the way I carried this child in my stomach. Don't beat a child for another child. They are both my children. I witnessed it. I saw it. I was looking at them. When that woman took that action that day, it doesn't mean you are not the biological father. You have to maltreat your stepchild. And some men that have a habit of sexual, because it's not your biological child, or maybe the mother traveled, or the mother is not there, you want to misuse the child, you want to abuse the child. No. As a man, try to control yourself. There are men in Nigeria, in the whole world, in Europe, that molest their stepchild, their stepchildren. They molest them out of anger, out of hatred, because it's eating your food, because you are not taking care of her. You want to punish that child. No, it's not the right way. Can break your marriage home. Because when that woman, a woman that we had that the husband molests his child, the woman still stay in that marriage. So that woman is not born to be a woman. So that can lead to breakage. If you cannot fight for your child in such acts that your husband did to that child, if you cannot defend that child, so remember, there is no way you can defend that child. And in a marriage home, try to listen to your children. If you want your marriage to be successful, try to build that intercourse, try to build that relationship between your children. Try to be the best friend to your children. Try to communicate with your children, both man and woman. They said when manaika, dehe manaika anaiti boke, gaikane ariati boke. So when in your marriage home, any child that is involved in that marriage, be stepchild, stepson, any child that is involved, It's a child from your husband or a child from your wife. Try to use equal hand to treat all of them. Try to use equal hand to treat all of them. Don't say because you are not the biological father, because of that, you have to misuse that child. You have to treat that child in a way that the child will be regretting. Why my mother went and married this man? Why my mother went and do this one? No. Make sure that child is happy. Make sure you take the child as your own child. In a marriage home, for your marriage to be successful. So make sure you join hands together to take care of any child that is involved. Don't beat one for another one. They are all your children. If it is your stepchildren, they are your children. If it is your stepson, they are your children. Both man and woman. They are both your stepchildren. They are both your children, your biological children. So long you have involved yourself in that man's life, so long you have involved yourself in that woman's life, automatically that child is now yours. That child is now your child. So you try to love them equally. Any man that does that to those children, that discriminate that I'm not their biological father or I'm not their biological mother, you try to push the children away. It's not born to be a woman. It's not born to be a man. So use equal hand to hold to cater for all the children. So that is it. Oh, I will give some time if you have any question to ask, anything that is bothering you in mind that you want us to talk about, or you need any advice outside what I have said. I have earlier said that, oh, we are not perfect. Try to praise your husband. This is another thing. Also, try to respect him before his friends. Anything your husband did to you, try to make sure you have the love, the fear of God in it. And your husband, try to defend him. Try to defend your husband no matter what. When your husband, maybe your husband is in the midst of his friends, somebody out of those groups, they not talk to your husband in a way that you doesn't like. You have the right as a woman to stand by him. You have the right to defend him. Defend your husband. Don't say on your money or no. Try to defend him first. By the time your husband now comes home, you now call him. That day I told you. Group now. A meeting no Jonah. A meeting now. Then you now go meeting now. You can go and radio. Or then you now go buna. You can go and radio. Then you go and it's not between you and him. But first, when you hear something evil concerning your husband, when you hear something bad, somebody insult your husband, disgrace your husband, as a woman, you have to stand. You have to tell that person, no, you can't do this to my husband. If your husband is somebody that cannot talk, if it's a man that cannot, oh, let me just leave everything to go. No, as a woman, talk for him. Try to fight for him. He did it or he didn't do it, but for that person insulting him, for not giving you the wife the respect, if your husband offends them, it's the right of the man to call you and say, madam, how is everything? After greeting, the person or the woman have the right to call you to tell you, madam, maybe you say or you say. So at the end, the man will not say, the man order for work with him, we will not soon wait. Ìdánù ẹgbẹ́ ìwà dànù ẹ̀ka boy mi not that for where woman that way. Yes, that is a man. That is a man. Now to disgrace your husband, to insult your husband, even to break bottle, to tear your husband's head, And you woman will sit at home and say, "We not go on me." No, it's not advisable. So as a woman, try to defend your husband first. He did it or he didn't do it. He listened to you or he didn't listen to you. He take your advice, he didn't take your advice. But first, you defend him. After defending him, when he come home, then you talk to him. Sit him down. Speak to his mind. You have to defend your husband. The same thing with woman. Husband, you have to defend your wife as well. Defend your wife every time. Don't bring your wife so low before people, before men, before your friends, or before her friends. Don't bring your wife so low before anyone in the party. You go to the party because of your wife did something wrong, you start insulting her. No. Mary, give me water. So don't bring your wife so low before other people. Try to defend your wife also. When a woman comes to report the case of your husband or your wife to you, as a man, I'm sorry, my throat is dry. So my throat is dry, so I just need a little bit of water. So as I'm saying, so as a woman, as a man, if anybody come to report your woman to you, just wait. When you get home, you ask her, okay, I know. Let me get home and we ask her. Maybe what they reported to you is not the truth. But first of all, you wait and hear from your wife first. Okay, madam. And it's very bad for any woman, for any man to start reporting another person's wife to his husband. And it's very bad also for another man, another woman to start reporting another woman's husband to his wife. You are trying to break that home. If there is any misunderstanding between both of you, both the woman, both of you, the women this time, if there is misunderstanding between both of you, sort it together. Instead of involving the woman husband, instead of involving your both husband, no, you can break your home like that. You just try to sort it together. If you have any other third best friend, call that your best friend. Let that best friend come between two of you. You discuss it. Three of you sit together. This is what happened today. This is what sister did to me today. Three of you will sit together. You discuss it. You sort it out instead of going to your husband to report the case to your husbands. You can break your home as well. Don't do that. And women, you have to learn to take positive advice concerning your husband. You have to learn to take positive advice concerning your wives. Men, take positive advice concerning your wife. Women, take positive advice concerning your husband. What do I mean with this? There are some men, there are some women, maybe they went to party. The husband of their girlfriend is there. Their girlfriend is not there. Maybe the way the man is just, help me with food, or give me this drink, or give me that something. The man is asking. Instead of the woman just keep quiet, she will pick phone to call the wife at home. Where are you? What are you doing? You are sleeping. You are sleeping. Your husband, look at the way he's just asking for food in the party. Look at the way your husband is just asking for water in the party. Look at the way your husband is just asking for drink in the party. No, don't do that. For you to call the wife at all, don't call. If you are a best friend, go to the man. Daddy or brother-in-law. Let me ask you, how is your family? The man will say, they at home. Okay. Don't more. Finish. A sensible man will now understand what this woman meant with that. Instead of you taking phone to call the wife, to report the man to the wife, your husband, you are me when you lunu have a party. You are me when you still a young one have a party. No, can break home. The same thing with woman. With the same thing with man. If you find another your friend, wife at the party, maybe the way she was sitting is not right. Maybe the way she was walking her hands, maybe the woman tried to show herself up. The way she's talking, the way she's shouting, laughing. You see it as a man, instead of you calling the husband who is not in that party, instead of you calling your friend who didn't come to that party, maybe your friend traveled to somewhere else. You just take phone, you call him in the middle of the night. Or if it is birthday party in the afternoon, just call your friend. Oh boy, where you dey? Say, oh boy, I dey home, or I dey Nigeria, or I dey Italy, or I travel. Now wow, if you just see your wife today, I just dey shame, man. I just dey shame. Wetin your wife do for this party today, I just dey shame. No, as a man, you don't have to do that. You don't have to call the husband of that woman. Instead, go to the woman, my sister, Wokame, or tell me how is everything. A brother wo, your husband wo, and when a reasonable woman will understand that this my husband friend has come to correct me now. She will not control herself in that place. She will not know what to do. Instead of you man calling the husband of that woman, or you woman calling the husband of that man, you are trying to break that home. No, you don't have to do that. So please, so this little thing that I have given, these little guidelines that I have given, so you have to really sit down to go through them. First of all, the word of God. 2, fear of God in your marriage. 3, I'm just going through it for the benefit of those people that just tune in now. So if you want a successful marriage, so these are the guidelines that I jot down that will help you, that will help your marriage to be successful. So 1, the word of God. Invite the word of God in your marriage. 2, the fear of God in your marriage. Try to build that fear, if not because of God. If not because of what this man did now. If not because of God, what this woman did now. If not because of God, what this child did now. So when you have the fear of God in your marriage will be successful. Hi there, we are blessed. 3, fasting and praying. You have to fast and pray. Fasting and prayer can help to build your marriage successfully. 4, faith in God and faith in your husband. Trusting your husband. Make sure you have faith in God. With that faith, you can trust your husband also. When your husband says it's going to work, you believe in that it's going to work. Faith that what people don't have, that you will have it. If you have faith in God, that this marriage, I'm going to involve myself. I'm going to go into this marriage now. You have that faith that the fruit of the womb, it will be one of the most important things that God will use to bless you people. You believe in it. You have that faith in it. God must surely bring it to pass. You want to enter this marriage now. We must have hearts together. We must build a house together. If you have that faith, God will really reach to your prayer. So faith in God is one of the things that guides our marriage also. Understanding. Number 5 is understanding. Understanding each other. Bring ideas together. Know what your husband can do. Know what your wife can do. Don't say everything people tell you. Yes, you believe it. You know say she go do am. I know. I be telling her. Or somebody come to report your husband. Yes, I know. I know. I dey tell am before you no dey hear word. I know say you go fit do am. No. Defend your husband first. So make sure you understand your husband. You know what your husband is capable of doing. You know, I will know that we are not perfect as God, as Jesus Christ. Anything can come up. But when you have that faith in God, in your marriage, when you have that understanding in your marriage, things will work out properly. 6 is love of God. That unconditional love. Make sure you have unconditional love in your marriage. The love to build, the love to forgive, the love to carry on. So no matter what your husband will do, no matter what your wife will do to you, have that love that one day things will get to get better. Number 7 is patience, which another word is endurance. Having patience in your marriage home. No marriage is perfect. No marriage. If I say my marriage is the best, I'm lying. If you that is watching me say your marriage is the best, you are lying, you are deceiving yourself. So no marriage is perfect. You just have to build that patience. Endure. So have patience in everything. When your husband offends you, have patience. When your wife offends you, when your children offend you, have patience. Things will work out good. Number 8 is loyalty. You have to be loyal. Respect. You have to respect your husband. You have to be loyal to him. Respect him. Bring yourself down. Don't feel pompous. Don't feel proud that, yeah, without you, your husband cannot do anything. No. Be loyal to him. Number 9 is communication. It's the key also. It's another key to successful marriage. Communication. You have to communicate with each other. You have to let that communication be one of the most important things. Communicate with each other. Always communicate. Communicate with each other. When anything is going wrong, make sure you communicate. You talk about it. That is talking in marriage. Don't allow your husband, your wife, or your husband to go and make a friend outside because she's lonely, because she don't have anybody to talk to. So when you communicate, you draw your wife nearer to yourself, you draw your husband closer to yourself. You see communication, your marriage will be successful. Number 10 is contentment. Contentment means to be happy, to be satisfied with whatever you have, to be content with whatever you have. I'm just saying all this again for the benefit of those people that are just tuning in. So you have to be content. You have to be happy with whatever you have. Enjoy whatever you have. Don't say your husband cannot use sunshade. Because of that, you have to teach him lesson. Don't say your husband cannot put his brook under his waist. Low waist brook. Because of that, you have to teach him lesson. No. Or your husband don't have limousine. Because of that, you have to go and look for another man that have limousine. Or your wife cannot use the eyeglass of D&G. Because of that, you have to go and steal to give to your wife. No, you have to be content. Anything you people have, manage it together. Be satisfied with the children you have. Be satisfied with the house you have. Will be satisfied with the anything you have. Be satisfied in your marriage. When you are satisfied, you are content in your marriage, you will see your marriage will be successful. Another thing is unity. Akugbe, let unity be in among you. Build that love, build that unity in your marriage. Let that unity be in your marriage. unite together. They say, I don't buy a way here. I will buy team with so you have to join two hands together. They say what God had joined together, nobody put asunder. When both of you, God had joined both of you together, you have to unite in godly way. So unity can help to build a successful marriage. Number 12 is sharing idea. It's like communication, sharing of idea. You have to share idea. Don't do something in secret, because they said there is nothing hidden under the sun. You must prove one day. How did to build house without letting your husband know? How did to save money without letting your husband know? I know sometimes it's not easy to do things outside our husband, but one day throw it out. Let him know of it. It helps a lot. So number 13 is giving of gifts. Giving present. Give to your wife. Give to your husband. Give her gift. Give the man gift. It helps to build marriage also. It helps to lead to a successful marriage. Giving gifts. It's not only when your husband is doing birthday, or maybe your wife is doing birthday, then you remember to give her gift. No. Let's find that habit. Find that habit that anytime you come across beautiful things, nothing too expensive, nothing too cheap, anything you present to your wife with that love, so long she's not aware of it, she will appreciate it. So long your husband is not aware of that something, he will appreciate it. Gift giving, it helps a lot in the marriage. Avoid too much friends. Keeping too much company of friends, it can break your marriage home, because you don't know who is who. You don't know who you are talking to. You have 20 friends because you are social. Because you think you are social, you can do everything. You can go out, you can go to party, you can do everything because you think you are social. You now draw friends. Friends are coming. Friends are coming. Out of all those 10 friends, you will see that, let's say 8 of them or 6 of them will be against you. You will not know. They will be jealous of you. You will not know. One thing or the other can break your marriage. So don't keep too much friends. So have equal love for all your children. You have equal love. Don't love one more than the other one. Choose equal hand to treat them all. So that is another good thing that leads to successful marriage. Number 16, sexual intercourse. Sexual intercourse in the marriage, let it be strong. Man, you have to understand when the woman is tired. Woman, don't always say you are tired. Have time for your husband as well. Sexual intercourse, when it's good in the marriage, you will not make your husband to go out to find another woman. Number 13, 17 is family. Family means parents. The parents of the man, or the parents of the woman, or the sisters, or the brothers of the man, or the brothers of the woman. Family, don't involve them too much in your marriage. When something went wrong, sort it. Discuss it within yourself. Find solution to it. Solve it within yourself instead of taking telephone to call the parents, shouting to them, cursing your mother-in-law, cursing your father-in-law, cursing your sister-in-law. It's not the appropriate way to a successful marriage. Try to discuss together, you and your husband, solve it together instead of involving your family in your marriage. Don't do that. So number 18, domestic work, e.g. cooking and cleaning. Domestic work, try to learn how to cook. Don't always buy, order for food, no. Sometimes you can do it, you can go together to a restaurant, maybe in a year, not, you understand, but not regularly. Calling your husband, you coming, just brush that joint, king, just buy me this thing. You don't dey come, just buy me, just order for pizza. If they come, I no fit cook. Or you don't dey come from work, abeg just buy Chinese when you dey come. I no fit cook. No, as a woman, you have to learn to cook. You have to learn to cook for your husband. So number 19 is phone. When you are talking with your friends in the phone, make sure you keep the phone away. Tell your friend, my husband had just come back from work. Please, I will call you back. When everything is finished, you can call back your friend. So be alert. Chatting, discussing things you will not even know when your husband will take his bath. And then your husband will say, where is my food? Before you now remember, are you back? No. It's not a good idea in the marriage home. It can break your marriage. 20 is building little fear in children. This, I mean, it's not so big fear like that. Don't build big fear that when your children or your wife, your children are coming, they are almost collapsing. No. This aspect of it, when your wife is correcting the children, you as a man, you join your wife to correct the children. When your man is correcting the children, as a wife, join your man to correct the children. Don't say, don't mind your papa, don't mind your mama, don't worry. If your mama don't go, I will give you this thing. No. If that child did something wrong, make sure you correct that child together with your wife. Make sure you correct that child together with your husband. Later, two of you discuss together. So stepchildren in the marriage. Don't say because you are not the biological father or you are not the biological mother, because of that you have to maltreat that child or molest that child. No. As a man, help your wife to take care of that child. As a woman, help your husband to take care of those children that you met in that marriage. So that is it. So these are the things that I have just jotted out. If you have anything to say, if you have anything to contribute, you are very free. My telephone number is there. As well, you can go to the Bible. There are many verses in the Bible that you can read about them, about love, about marriage. 1 Peter 3:7. You can read trusting your, it talks about trusting your wife. Trusting your wife, buying gift for your wife. So you can read that in 1 Peter chapter 11. I mean, 1 Peter chapter 3 verse 7. So loving and unity also, you can read that in Genesis 2 verse 24, Genesis chapter 1 verse 27 to 28. Covenant, that is the agreement two of you make together. You can also read that in Malachi chapter 2 verse 14 to 15. Because before any marriage, any successful marriage, you have to know what is written concerning it in the Bible as well. So the word of God in the marriage, so you can as well read that in Isaiah 54 verse 5. You go to Isaiah 54 verse 5. That is chapter 54 verse 5. You go through it. So also Songs of Solomon chapter 8 verse 6 to 7 and verse 8 to chapter 8 verse 7. You can as well read that about offer, what you have to offer in marriage, what you have to give, what about gifts in marriage, what you have to offer in your marriage home, how to offer positive thing in your marriage home. So humility and patience, that you can read in Ephesians 4 from verse 2 to 3. How you have to, humility, that is bring down yourself, loyalty, patience also. You can read that in Ephesians 4, chapter 4, verse 2 to 3. So concerning the idea, bringing ideas together, say two heads are better than one. It's also written in the Bible. You can read that in Ecclesiastes chapter 4, verse 9. That two heads are better than one. What two people join together to do will be better than what one person wants to do. So you can read that in Ecclesiastes chapter 4, verse 9. So husband loving his wife, you can read that in Ephesians 5:25. Ephesians chapter 5, verse 25. How a husband had to appreciate, how to love his wife, and the same thing how a man had to love his husband, her husband. So number 8 here is defend one another. To defend one another, it's even written in the Bible. You can see that in Ecclesiastes chapter 4, verse 12, concerning defend, how you can defend your husband or your wife. So concerning friends around you in your marriage, separate yourself. So it's written also in the Bible that your friend can destroy your marriage. So you can read that in Mark, the book of Mark chapter 10, verse 9. You can go through it, then you will see that everything is written in the Bible. So to take your wife as your body, that is to be one, to look like you love your wife as you love yourself. So as how you can take your wife as your whole body, because as a man, if you take your wife, you don't let any stain, you don't let anything injure, you don't let anything bad happen to your whole body. The same thing you have to take your wife that same way, that you don't allow anything to harm your wife. So that you can read in Ephesians chapter 5, verse 25 to 33, and chapter 4, verse 2. You can read that in the Bible. It's written in the Bible. Love one another. That love, that unconditional love you have for each other. You can read about it in Romans 13, chapter 8. Go to Romans 13, chapter 8. So, also, not to be proud, dishonor, not to dishonor your husband, not to be proud to your husband. So that you can read in 1 Corinthians chapter 13, you read from verse 4 to 5. Chapter 13, 1 Corinthians chapter 13, from verse 4 to 5. Gift. If you have gift of prophecy in your marriage, you have gift of prophecy, you have gift, you have faith, that you say to the mountain, you can move a mountain. With love, without love, that gift cannot work. That gift of prophecy, maybe your wife tells you about her dream, maybe your husband tells you about his dream, you ignore it, you say, I beg, make it a go. Or because both of you quarrel, you don't discuss together. If you have any prophecy, you have any faith in what you think that will come up later, you have that faith. You are afraid to tell your husband because there is no love between both of you. So that you can as well read. You can as well read that in 1 Corinthians 13:2. So the gift of prophecy. If a woman have gift of prophecy, a man have a gift of prophecy or predicting things. So that in marriage, so you can read that in 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 2. So with love, without love in marriage, prophecy cannot work. You cannot say to the mountain to move, it can move. You cannot say to any difficulties you are facing, it can be wiped out. So when there is no love, when there is no unity, your prophecy, your faith will not work. So everything you do it with love. So that you can read in 1 Corinthians 16:14. Everything you are doing in your marriage, you do it with love. It's in the Bible. Do it. You read that in 1 Corinthians 16:14. Writing love in your marriage, in the table of your heart. To write love in your marriage. Let that your heart be the table that you will write love on. Because what God has joined together, no one put asunder. I have loved this man till death do us apart, do us part. So two of you, if you have that in your heart, at the bottom of your heart, so things will work out fine. That you can read in Proverbs 3 from verse 3 to 4. Having love in your heart. Putting God's word in your heart also, in your marriage. You can read that in 1 John 4:16. 1 John 4:16, you can read that. So 1 Peter 4:8, having unconditional love as well. So you can read that in 1 Peter chapter 4, verse 8. So, and John 15, chapter 12, loving each other as God loved us. That you can read in John chapter 15, verse 12. So having each other as God loved us. So that you can read about faith, hope, love. You can read that in 1 Corinthians. You can as well read that there. How you can build your faith, how you can build your hope, how you can build your love. So Song of Solomon, you can as well read that chapter 4, verse 9. That in the Bible is advisable to give gifts. This Song of Solomon talk about gifts that you share in your marriage, the gifts that you give to each other. So you can read that in Song of Solomon, chapter 4, verse 9. Keeping to our vow in marriage, that you can read in Ruth, vow, fasting, and praying. Vow, you know how Ruth vowed to Naomi. So you can read that as well. Say, where you die, I will die. Where you bury, I will be buried. Your people will be my people. Such vow that Ruth made to Naomi, we can apply it in our marriage. As long you have been joined together as husband and wife, so you can equally build that vow together. So you can read that in Ruth chapter 1, verse 16 to 17. So Romans 12:10, you can as well read that. Submission to one another. Submission to one another, that you can read in Ephesians chapter 5, verse 21. Submission to one another. Forgiveness, you can read that in chapter 4, verse 32. Ephesians chapter 5, verse 21, you can read submission, to submit to each other. It's all in the Bible. So the Bible verse, I'll give it to you to go through them. Forgiveness, chapter Ephesians 4, verse 32. Forgiveness is written in the Bible. In a marriage home, you have to learn to forgive each other. And also Genesis 2:18 to 25. Any question, any advice, anything you want us to talk about, you are very free to call to the number in the screen. Anything that I have discussed that, I didn't agree with this, I don't agree with her with this, so you can call to so that we can discuss it. If you know anybody that is passing through difficulties, anybody that you see that their marriage is shaking, you can direct them, you can just refer them to me, just call my number. So I will also advise you in a positive way the step to take to build your home, to build how to make your marriage successful in life. So this that for today. God bless you all. So next week or any of the day, I will come up again with another topic to discuss with you, to give you idea on how to come about it. Father, we thank you. Let's pray together this night. Father, we thank you this night. We adore your name. We glorify your name for the strength, for the power that you have given to me to be able to go through these things. I thank you for the life of the people that are watching me, the people that have joined me today, to listen to my voice, to listen to my word that I have just shared. Everlasting Father, Lord God, let them be the hearer and the doer of your word, Lord. Father, I ask for your love to dwell in their home. Anything that they are facing now, any difficulties that they are facing, anything that doesn't rhyme in their marriage life that they are facing for years, Father, Lord God, as they have heard all these guidelines that I have given, Father, I pray that you give them the power, you give them the mind to apply it in their marriage home, so that your name will be glorified, your name will be lifted high in every marriage home. Everyone that have joined me today, let your will be done in their marriage. Let your love for conditional love continue to dwell in their home. Every pace in their mind, anything they are going through that will not make their hope build in your rock. Father, Lord God, I cancel it out of their life in the name of Jesus. Bless them with the fruit of the womb. Bless them with their heart desire, everything they request from you, Lord. Father, hearken to their voice, so that your will be done in their life, in their marriage, in their children's life, in their husband's life, in their wife's life. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Thank you all. God bless you. Till next time. Bye.